The woman who was used to kick Vince McMahon out of his company, and somehow her likeness seems to be more protected than members of certain secret societies, Janelle Grant, is back in the news once again. And after that, I'm going to talk about Nikki Bella being invited to the Royal Rumble despite her lies and domestic abuse that she enacted towards her now ex husband. And these two women are just the latest clear cut examples of female privilege in this society. And hopefully, while Trump is making all this noise and second administration, maybe address the female privilege as well. Because that is what was used to bring down Vince McMahon. Now, me personally, I felt like the WWE, then the WWF, they should have been brought down over the Ring Boys scandal. But obviously, this country has made it clear they don't care about males when they're abused, and especially if they're being sexually abused by homosexual males like Pat Patterson. That was a valid reason to bring down the WWF. But you fast forward decades later, they use this chick Janelle Grant, who's an obvious prostitute, ring rat, who lied about being this caring daughter, which was exposed. She had a cuck boyfriend at the time. I don't know if she still has one. And she clearly got her position through being willing to do a bunch of nasty stuff with Vince McMahon and his associates, which the latest, which have been named in the lawsuit, are Brock Lesnar and Michael Hayes. And again, this is nothing new. I mean, we already had speculations that she was talking about Brock, and so they just, I guess, officially announced it here. And she's just always, well, her representatives are always finding ways to keep her in the news. And it's really pathetic, but clearly she was a tool used to kick Vince McMahon out of his company. And again, when you think about the number of degenerates that own various companies throughout the entertainment industry, Vince McMahon is the only one they seem to fall on. None of these open deviants that run various companies throughout the fashion industry, none of these deviant degenerates that run these movie studios or record labels. It's Vince McMahon. And why is it Vince McMahon? Well, it's obvious. First and foremost, he represents an image of a heterosexual male that's patriarchal. They hate that image. And then also, I believe this is tied to his relationship with Trump. So it's not a concern of, well, who abused who, because, I mean, we see, especially with this latest election and what people choose to cry over, well, we know these people will cry over illegal immigrants that are rapists. So clearly it's not about protecting women or children. I mean, they're never about protecting children. So this is just purely politically motivated, this whole move. And again, Janelle Grant is an obvious ring rat, but she was used to take him out. And what did they put in his place? People with Hollywood connections. Hollywood and Washington, D.C. connections. Because you got Rahm Emanuel's brother, who runs the whole show, and then you got Nick Khan, who previously had ties to one of the top Hollywood agencies. And so that's what it was all about. And again, between Washington, D.C. and Hollywood, they make Vince McMahon seem like an innocent infant child when you compare the level of degeneracies that they've engaged in. Because again, this, the biggest news that came out about like the gross stuff that she did was that she got squatted on, doo-dooed on. But when you look up these Instagram thoughts that are inspired by the Kim Kardashians of the world, they regularly go to the Middle East to get doo-dooed on. So it's not like it's odd behavior, particularly for women that's seeking financial opportunity. Now, with Nikki Bella, another lying hoe, I mean, her whole persona was about being a skank. For all of the things that I dislike about John Cena, I can't give him credit for having enough sense in not making Nikki Bella a wife. Because what happened when she finally got made a wife? She created a situation where she assaulted her husband in front of their child, throwing a shoe at him. And then when he had the audacity to restrain her, to defend himself, she hit him with a domestic violence charge. Which again, thankfully for him, those charges got dropped. But now, as we know, a man gets accused for hitting a woman, he's now the bad guy forever, even if he wasn't doing anything but defending himself. I mean, again, he's the one with the mugshot, not her, for domestic abuse. And again, these lying heifers, they're always getting rewarded, whether it's being rewarded with money or position and opportunity. And that's why they continue to do it, because they never suffer any consequences for lying on men. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that.